how bad it is. So this morning, I want to start like this then. That road accidents this year, we're doing an average of around 5,000 annually as a country. And that's bad for a country. But then what is not going to change is this numbers we're getting this year. Currently as it is, when you read reports from the National Police Service, they're telling you that we're already in the 2,000 mark plus. Yesterday, we at Lookuptv reported 2 more accidents that involved 2 more fatalities. So that is another addition on our number. But then, have you noted that in majority of these accidents, there is a pattern? In this pattern, you're going to find out that lorries are quite involved in them. And so you look at it and then you wonder, why are lorries synonymous in these accidents that we're reporting in the country? It's not going to be long before you hear another accident of involving a lorry. So find that long distance trucking or driving essentially introduces a thing that we have to talk about: fatigue. Now you ask yourself, in the country, and even these routes that we do know are synonymous with a long distance trucking, especially the Mombasa-Nairobi route that is full of trucks, do they have a place, a proper place, number one, where they can go check in, sleep, take a proper shower, have their vehicles checked properly and professionally, wake up the next morning, take your breakfast, get into your vehicle, fuel it, and continue with your journey? That if we don't look at it from that perspective, then we're getting it wrong. So this morning, I want to introduce you to a company that's already thought about this problem. That it is a real estate function that extends to long distance trucking in this country. And they are saying we start doing that, then we're making proper steps to getting solutions to the biggest problem that is facing the country currently as it is. This company, Superior Homes. This morning then, we are privileged to talk about something that is going to get introduced to you shortly, that is currently at Sultan Hamoud. We're going to talk about it, but let me then introduce the guest who's joining us this morning. We do have a Beatrice Mwangi, who is the estate manager, Superior Homes Kenya. Beatrice, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's been a minute. I mean, you're one of those people that I know, and I've never hosted you personally in our studio.
Yeah.
Karibu sana. This is us. So, for any other person who knows Superior Homes, your household name when it comes to frontier real estate business in the country,
Yeah.
somebody's going to wonder, how are you in this conversation for road safety and solutions to do with road safety? Let's introduce you like that.
Okay. Just to give you a brief, Superior Homes Kenya Limited is a real estate firm. We are the leading master plan developer in the region and in East Africa. Our core focus was definitely in real estate developments, mixed-use developments. Green Park at the River is one of our flagship developments, and we've been successful in that.
Yes.
Looking at just how the situation is in the country, specifically towards accidents and fatalities that we're currently experiencing. Remember, these are our families, these are our husbands, these are our brothers, these are our sisters, and we need to be able to ensure whichever way we develop real estates within the country, we need to make sure that we are also accommodative to the roads, we are accommodative to those families. So in that aspect, I'd say we have the capacity to ensure that we take the step up, making sure that we develop not just real estate firms, but also make sure that we also develop areas and sections where we are accommodating, employing these brothers and sisters, making sure that they are comfortable.
Yes,
so we have one of our developments, which we are proud of, Superstore project. And that is where we want to start off to make sure that we address this issue.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I got to learn of this particular project last year. And I looked at where you're developing it. Let's talk about Sultan Hamoud. where this project is going to come up. I mean, what is special about Sultan Hamoud? And why did you decide to start with the Mombasa-Nairobi route?
Okay. In the country, a lot of the accidents that are happening on our roads are along the northern corridor.
Yes.
In fact, statistics from Nairobi, the NTSA governing, they have more than 30% of accidents happening along the northern corridor.
Yes.
And based on that, we looked at the route, and exactly we are along the northern corridor as well, starting off at Athi River. Sultan Hamoud is not far away from Athi River. In fact, an hour and a half drive from Athi River. So based on our location and looking at the trucks that are passing through our location, we have more than 300 trucks parking along the highway alone at Sultan Hamoud on a daily basis.
What's that, 300?
Yes.
On a daily basis?
On a daily basis, you'll find more than 300 trucks along the road.
Because they don't have any other place to park,
There's an informal stopover. But we need to be proactive to make sure that we create a formal, proper structure and proper development to accommodate these truck drivers.
Yes.
Yes.
Which opens up to the next question. When you figure a super stop, it's not a permanent area where I'm coming to leave as a driver. I'm passing by. So I need to go in and rest. Could you paint the picture? What are these drivers going to meet when they finally get to the super stop?
Okay, so the super stop project is a European concept. We've designed it in such a way that it emulates what the European Union are guiding, most of these transport organizations when it comes to safety.
Yes.
We have partnered with Total Petrol Station, so we have a fuel station. We have accommodation, small single rooms fully equipped to give 30-40 minutes rest. If you want to sleep overnight, you can do that. We have eateries, accommodation, making sure that the drivers are getting, affordable meals, 150, 250 shillings worth of meals, so that, they don't dip too deep into their pockets. We have washrooms, we have showers. The driver can actually just stop, take a shower for 15 minutes, leave. So the element of the Superstop project is the slogan we're actually going by is shop, rest, go. So that you make sure you stop, even if for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so that we are able to accommodate the drivers and they're able to rest within that station.
I'd like to imagine that you've already looked at this gap in the market.
Yes.
Have you done your background research whether drivers exactly do need this? And when you speak to majority of them, and these are companies, trucking companies are actually companies, is this something that they are open to getting into in the country?
I believe we are heading there, and the drivers are seeing the need for it.
Yes.
If you look at just the statistics alone and us understanding why these road accidents are happening, they're happening because we have drivers on the road. These drivers need to be able to understand where they're going to, how are they getting there, if they're heading to somewhere to deliver cargo. And one way in which we looked at it is us establishing a way in which this driver, from the moment he gets into his truck, from the moment he's leaving his premises, he knows I'm able to do 8 hours long drive, but I have a stopover at 4 hours or 3 hours. Just to educate, we have a regulation by European Union where we know a driver should ideally rest 30 minutes after every 2-hour, 4-hour drive. Every 8 hours, they should at least make sure they stop so that they have a rest during their trip. And the only way we can do that is be able to create a facility where they can do that. They can't drive and park by the road. Again, we create, congestion. So that alone already leads to more accidents. Yeah. So we need to be able to have a platform where these drivers actually stop, eat, take your 15 minutes, be educated, have a platform where you are able to interact with other drivers, share information, and that's the Superstop project by itself. Us be creating a platform where we have worked with governing bodies. Case by example, at Superstop, we have partnered with Pioneer Road Safety Consultants. They have a checkpoint facility. So all these heavy cargo drivers will be able to stop, they have breathalyzers, check the condition of whether they are drunk, whether they are sober, you see. Yeah. And also that alone, already they have a platform where they can share information amongst themselves, them interacting and understanding whether there's any issues along the road, do we need to stop somewhere. So Superstop project will facilitate that, to make sure that these drivers are fully equipped, they are sober-minded, and they are catered for, and that is exactly what these guys need.
And somebody, and I actually got to do this story last year, and I did say on our social media platforms, the first 2 or 3 comments that we got on this particular story was from even the truck owners themselves. And I'll put it to you this morning so that I see exactly whether you've figured this particular end as well. I do remember somebody say that maybe this is what I need, that I do know that my driver will be somewhere at an exact time, that even if I want to check on the state of my truck by myself, the state of the driver by myself, and the state of the goods by myself, I've got that solution waiting for me. That even them, they will know that at this time, maybe the owners or the managers of this particular truck are going to be there. Is that the other part in making this particular development go by the name Superstop as well?
Yes, that is exactly it, and you've put it so well. As a country, we are heading towards a direction that we need to take ownership. We need to take a step, even as a private entity. One way to do that is now, just by example, the Superstop project. We have done research along just the highway and even interacting with large companies that are in transport, transliners, hogger collars. Our interactions with them, and they said they need to have eyes on the road. They may not be there physically, but they need to work with bodies such as now PRISC, Pioneer Road Safety Consultants, to be able to have track records. The driver stopped at Mtito Andei, for example, from Mombasa. I was able to record that this person was sober, this person did these kilometers, he's ready to go to another checkpoint. So the enforcement that we are trying to do is make sure that we focus in making sure that these checkpoints are 100 kilometers apart. And that by itself will encourage even the transport owners, fleet managers, to take partnership and ownership of implementing these road safety measures.
Superior Homes is known as a master plan real estate company, that you give solutions in one setup. I mean, the biggest question that somebody was going to ask is, wow, are you stepping out of your realm where you guys are specialists? You're in an area where all of a sudden, Beatrice, any other person listening to you this morning, you've got into so much partnerships. Is that pushing you out of what you're really good at as a company, which is, well, master planning real estate?
Not really.
Yes.
Superior Homes, yes, we are the leading master plan developer. We are big on construction.
Yes.
Part of the reason why people have really enjoyed our effect, or basically our projects in the market, is based on the fact that we have very personal about our projects.
Yes.
So from a construction point of view, we develop on infrastructure. We connect power, water, you name it. We make sure that the amenities and the facilities are available in each and every project that we have done. By that means, or that shows us as people who are really passionate about what we do. We own it from the word go. How do we delve into transport is because from a construction background, we've already created, we have land that we have created, and we've developed a facility, built structures that are able to facilitate or offer these services to these truck drivers. Yes. And that's where we come in.
Yes.
As a company, yes, our core focus is on real estate, but we're also looking at it in terms of us growing and diversifying the projects. As a business company, of course, we are there for profits. We are there to delve into more projects and make sure that we have good returns. But it's also, just like you said, we take ownership. We personalize and step up to make sure that we resolve and create solutions to these problems that our people are currently experiencing. Yeah.
I'll go back to the launch as well. It was quite strategic. I did see the Makueni governor at that particular launch, and they spoke properly about the company, that you have followed the proper steps of integrating this particular project into the community. It goes back to the question that I again asked you. It's a mega project in a county that you will say you've not previously been in. It's the very first time that you're there starting this mega project. How's the project been received by the locals?
They are very excited.
Yes.
And we are very proud.
Yes.
Because, one, we have made sure people are employed. People are not out of a job. So the communities around us are very excited about it because we've created that platform for even their young children to participate. And we will have graduate trainees to make sure that we also embody the young people as well. And not just that, but also along where we exactly are is an area that's not fully developed. And us starting that already creates a sense of, bringing up economic development within the area. And that's something we're very proud of.
Pretty much. At this particular point then, for any other person excited to know exactly how that project is currently, was launched last year, the groundbreaking was last year. Yeah. And in between this particular broadcast, we're going to show you exactly how the groundbreaking ceremony was. We're going to play for you that particular clip. But at this particular point, I want to ask you for a proper update of where that project is. What timelines are you looking at to get this particular project completed?
Okay. We now have Total Petrol Station who are soon to start branding. In fact, by next week we'll have started that initiative.
Yes.
So far we have partnered with quite a few tenants. We are proud that we have partnered with Pioneer Road Safety Consultants again as a checkpoint facility. We shall have a hospital facility. We shall also have eateries. Eateries, we've made sure that we are accommodating both the truck drivers. So we have, proper restaurants similar to how you would see a Mtito and Day setup. And we also have a fast food section where now you can quickly, grab a snack, few fast foods and go.
Yes.
We also have parking, so that will enable anyone who wants to park overnight to park. And we will also have a car wash, a service bay, towing truck facilities. So in case, for example, maybe a truck is stuck along the road and we are exactly where no one really is around to help or assist, we shall be able to create that platform on that as well. Mm-hmm. And we'll also have a convenience store to enable that to, quick shoppings, quick buy things. You can quickly drive by.
Does that?
Yeah.
I'm going to take you back again to some of the comments we also saw on that particular clip. Mm-hmm. Once we did that particular story right here at Lookuptv. Yeah. And if you want to follow that story, just go to YouTube right now and type Super Stop Lookuptv or Facebook. You'll see exactly how majority of Kenyans were speaking about it. So it's not just about the trucks, because we're talking about this in regards to road safety as well. A major question that I got from that as well is people asking, hold on, this looks like a solution to any other person who's a road user at a particular moment. Is the facility only catered to truckers, or it's an open facility that as a personal driver, as a private driver, I will walk in and say, well, I will stop my journey at Sultan Ahmad, I'll continue the next day. Yeah. Is that open to other users as well?
Yes, it is open. Definitely our core focus is with the truck drivers, but it's also open to the public. We all know when we are traveling down Mombasa Road, you're coming back up to Nairobi, you have kids, they want to take a rest, they want to use the washroom. So it will be very open to both the public and the truck drivers as well.
Yes. Yeah. I'll go back to how you an example when it comes to managing real estate. And we're going to be talking about that in the second part of our conversation. I can go back, I see a lot of partnerships here because you're now in a space where you have to pull in forces to actually help it run smoothly. Have you had a problem so far integrating these people into your model? Because at the end of the day, they have to work in line with how efficiently you want this facility to run. Because by the end of the day, we are looking at this as a superior homes facility. Yes.
Yes. Definitely there have been challenges, especially from a retail perspective, because we are getting into a county that's, still it's still developing, rather. Yeah. So you will find resistance with some tenancy, especially when it comes to agreements of rentals and, service charge, because those are things that are new to them. They're used to paying a small fee to start. And it's a good challenge because, you see, you're educating the community on what it is to be a developed country. And that is exactly where we want to head to. So I would say there are a few challenges, nothing that's not, without a solution. And so far we are happy with the engagements and the partnerships we've made.
Yeah. From where you seated this morning, you come into a conversation of road safety and providing solutions to truckers on the road. Does it, as a manager within the company itself, does it push you a little bit to also start thinking about more solutions in this particular area? That you're looking at that facility now as a road safety facility, more than it is a real estate facility. Is it also pushed you out of your comfort zone as Beatrice to start thinking, what more can we do? Not just at Superstop, and we're going to be talking. I know very well once you complete facility, just how the uptaking has been.
Yeah.
Is it pushing you out of your zone?
I think it is. I'll be very honest. It is, and it's a good push because I always believe, even as an individual, you have to grow.
Yes.
And the only way to grow is to be able to be exposed to such matters and such factors to see how you can, contribute to solving them and growing them.
Yes.
The Superstop project was mostly and majorly behind our managing director, Ian Anderson.
Yes.
And he was a truck driver. So he has great experience with, how he has lived as a driver. And that alone shows you that he will come into play to give you his experience, make sure he resolves the challenges he dealt with, and we are learning from that. Same way I learn from it is the same way others along the line, and those ones I will meet from today and even moving forward will learn as well. And that's the only way we will change and improve our road safety.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Just what? Right here at Lookuptv in conversation with a Beatrice, who's a step manager at Superior Homes, who are introducing to you a solution that is right within this particular conversation. Road safety at Asilton Moods, a project that's currently underway at that particular point where drivers are going to have a super stop. In other words, you'll go in, sleep, shop, get registered, get your goods checked so you're ready for the next part of the journey. Part of the second part of our conversation, we're going to see exactly the conversations that were had by the company at that particular launch. Also coming up next then, talk about Superior Homes in general in respect to this particular project and see exactly what they are looking at after Superstop. Is this going to be the last one of its kind? Do they have their eyes in other areas of the country as well? And what is going to be the definitive factor in them picking these particular areas that we'll be talking about shortly once we come from this break? Any questions that you got, you do know what to do. The WhatsApp line is just right there below your screen. At Lookuptv across all your social media platforms, the hashtag is a morning draft. Let's come back and clear this conversation.
Another winner kutoka Loto. Kumbuka kwamba tunajiinua na Loto. London nikiangalia hapa cheki yenyewe ni 1 million imeandikwa kwake nani?
Juma na Muyei Vincent.
Juma na Muyei Vincent.
Yes.
Kutoka maeneo gani?
Natoka naishi Dandora, phase 5. Yes.
Wewe unafanya shughuli gani kwa maisha?
Mimi nafanya kazi ya security.
Security.
Of course.
Hebu nikuulize, hii 1 million, uliposikia kwamba umeshinda 1 million, ulijisikia namna gani?
Hakika nilikuwa na furaha kubwa sana. Na vile nisikia kwa simu wakisema wewe ndio mshindi wetu. Hakika nilibubujika na machozi kwa sababu sijawahi pata hiyo shilingi milioni 1. Yes.
Hii 1 million unaenda kufanyia nini sasa?
Hakika 1 million itaenda kunisaidia watoto wangu kusoma, nitaenda kujijenga, na nitaanza biashara. Of course.
Safi kabisa. Juma, wewe kuna watu ambao maybe wanaona, wanatazama ama wanasikiza, wangependa kujua Loto hii ni kweli ama ni ndoto?
Hakika nasema kwamba Loto sio ndoto, Loto ni ukweli.
Okay, najua kwamba uko Ingo ukifurahi uhango unafanya mapeka. Unaweza fanya mapeka? Hebu fanya mapeka kidogo. Wewe changamka, cheza Loto na wewe pia unaweza fanya kama mapeka kama Juma ukishinda 1 million yako. Kumbuka kwamba tunajiinua na Loto na ni 10,000 times guaranteed.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. BCLB number 000898.
Next on Tujenge Home.
Hi and welcome to Tujenge Home, your number one show when it comes to all things real estate.
So Fusion Capital started in 2006, started off as a private equity microfinance business. And then we did quite a number of investments across Kenya. We are currently talking about 352 acres, and you're talking about having sold off about 1,500 to will-be home owners or home occupiers. A lot of people want to build where they can easily be able to access their places of work or their place where they trade or where they do businesses. So this land is fully paid for. This land is fully titled. This land is properly approved by the county government.
Tujenge Home every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to Lookuptv. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. Again, I'm going to put this conversation in proper respect. If you're just joining us, you have to worry as a Kenyan citizen about how our average over the past years in terms of road accidents, you can even count 3, 4, 5 years back, has been around 5,000. Meaning that you want to get to 2,000. It's not a good number that you're getting into by around June. July. But currently, as it is, as a country, we are at 2,000 plus and fast climbing that particular number. It's a worrying trend. So you ask yourself, are there companies that are looking at this and saying, we can solve it, we can be part and parcel of that conversation, irrespective of the industries that we fall in? Yes, there are there. And that's why this morning we are speaking to Superior Homes, who are introducing to you a project that they're calling the magic bullet to solving some of those accidents, especially for long distance truck drivers in the country. Good. In conversation with our Beatrice, who is a real estate manager. Let's continue that conversation. If you look at the way that you've set up with a super stop right now, and it's already starting up to pick ground, and you're sort of hoping that the intake is going to be better for you to pick up at other locations as well. So question somebody will ask you this morning is that it looks fantastic on paper. I mean, that's what people have been waiting for, especially now. Is that it? Is that going to be super stop Makueni and we are done with the super stops across the country, or this is just the beginning of this kind of projects across the country?
This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning for many more to come. Why? I believe there was an article by Kenya early this year where they had, or rather they portrayed that there's a need to have several checkpoints for truck drivers. We are going to be the first development that has been set up to accommodate these truck drivers. I believe even in our position right now and with Kenya and NTSA, we have a pilot project, see how it works out, because we've all discussed it in theory. We all have statistics to support the development.
Yes.
And once we start it out, we will have a reason to plan it, see how it works, and see how we can improve it as we open along the northern corridor.
Does it?
Currently, the discussions are around doing it 100 to 200 kilometers so that we are able to ensure every 2, 3 to 4 hours, drivers rest.
Does it?
Yeah.
Pretty much. What is going to be, because I know this is a business model that you're putting into the market. What are going to be the pointers of you deciding that you're going to do the second of its kind? What are we looking at? How do you want the one in Makueni to perform before you say, well, guys, we're good.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
First and foremost, already there are companies that have already begun working with different checkpoints across the northern corridor.
Yes.
So there's definitely a good idea of where to start from. Why I say that is because they already know how long it takes from Mombasa to Nairobi. They already know if they want cargo to arrive in Eldoret, how long it will take to get there. So we definitely want to focus on us understanding how many trips most of these truck drivers are doing on a daily basis, which locations are the major stops, and how many trucks are we talking about. If they stop, case by example, at Superstop in the next 3 months, how many stopped at Superstop?
Yes.
That statistics alone will help guide us in identifying which numbers that we can accommodate in different locations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not criticizing, but some guys have critiqued it. Your company founder, essentially, you would say, is a brainchild to this.
Yeah.
And they say successful businesses essentially have a history. You have a history within the company that somebody was a long-distance truck driver, and this is exactly what they went through and the opportunities that they're saying might open up in this particular market. Just like housing, where you guys are heavily in it, and you have complete statistics on it, what market you're going for, what they want in this particular market, what you need to tweak. You're the marking scheme now, especially when it comes to real estate and master plan real estate development. Is this your learning curve in this particular area? And every other time we start business, somebody says there's a culture to every other business you want to start in this country.
Yeah.
Have you already faced it, Beatrice? And if so, can you tell us what it is? And are you going to see Makueni as a learning curve for the company?
We definitely will.
Yes.
Definitely will. Just like you said it, being the pioneer of open plan gated communities, that alone tells you, and others who followed us right after we started, is we have to learn as we go. We have to take initiative, and somebody has to take the first step. So we are taking the first step.
That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right, just before we come back and then see what are other projects that they have in place for you, I'd like to take you back to last year. The story that we got to do right here at Lookuptv, so you can see exactly what the company here as well has in mind on this particular one, and also different voices from both Makueni and from within the Superior Homes in what they envision this particular project to look like and to do in respect to road safety and in line of the trending topic in the country on road accidents and safety. Let's take a look.
The concept was to come up with a facility that addresses the needs of not only truck drivers but all road users. When you're thinking about driving long distances, you want rest stops, you want a place that you can sit down and eat, and it's good, it's safe, and it's a place that you can then relax and enjoy. You know, there is a pending court order served on the Cabinet Secretary for Transport to make sure that you provide lavatory facilities along major highways. Of course, now we are working in partnership with the ministry and others along the highway on providing such facilities where you not only give sanitation facilities, but you're also giving a rest for all road users, particularly the long-distance truck drivers and all other drivers as well. So this is one of many, and we really, really thank Makueni County.
If you look at road accidents, if you look at road safety, if you look at logistics, if you look at places to stop for truck drivers, if you look at places to stop for long-haul motorists on very, very long distances, they really don't exist any that are done in an institutionalized manner. What exists at the moment is haphazard, on the side of the road, and very informal. Superior Homes has taken an institutional approach towards developing truck stops here, and this is our pilot program which we have launched here in Makueni County, which has a facility which has fueling, safe parking, security, accommodation, food courts, prayer rooms, showers, clean accommodation, and all sorts of facilities, including truck breakdown, any sort of tire repair facilities that you'll need. And in phase 2, we'll be looking at doing logistics and business center facilities, really to create an all-encompassing facility that we're calling Superstop, which targets truck drivers and also motorists on the road. Like we mentioned, this is our commitment to do one, get it right, and then roll this out along the northern corridor. We're really happy to have strong partners such as Makueni County, who have been working with on this first development, and we're really looking forward to launching it and inviting everyone and supporting the local community even as we're doing it.
Huu ni mradi wa kipekee katika barabara barabara kuu ya Mombasa Road na katika taifa la Kenya, na tushukuru wale ambao wameanza mradi huu ambao wanaitwa Superior Homes kuanzisha almaarufu super stop ambayo ni ya kipekee. Ajali nyingi ambazo zinafanyika za barabara katika barabara kuu ya Mombasa Road zinafanyika upande huu wa Makueni, kuanzia Salama kupitia hapa, na njia mwafaka ya kuzuia ajali hizi za barabara ni facility kama hii ambayo ni ya kipekee, na tunataka kuwashukuru. Sisi wakati tumeulizwa kama kaunti ya Makueni tuwapatie ruhusa for the development plan, tuliwapatia haraka iwezekanavyo. Walilipa pesa ambazo tuliwauliza, na sisi tunataka waanze haraka kwa sababu ni njia mwafaka ya kuhakikisha kwamba wale wafanyikazi ambao wanafanya kazi hapa, chakula ambacho kitatumika hapa, wale watu ambao wataleta chakula hapa na wafanye kazi watakuwa wanatoka Makueni. Wametuuliza na wametuhakikishia kwamba materials ambazo watu wanatumia kama changarawe itakuwa inatoka Makueni. Kwa hivyo sisi tumepata nafasi nyingine, na kwa sababu Mungu anatupenda, tumepata nafasi nyingine ya watu kupata ajira ambayo ni ya watu ambao ni wawekezaji. Na nimesema na ninarudia kwamba sisi watu wa Makueni hatutaki kuwapatia vizuizi wawekezaji kwa njia yoyote. Sisi nimewapatia amri wale ambao wana kitengo ambacho ni cha wanashughulika na mambo haya siku 14 kuhakikisha kwamba wawekezaji wanapata ruksa ya kufanya vitu kama.
That's it. Taking you back to the launch of that particular project right there in Makueni. Two things that came out from that particular video. When you listen to the governor, he also is quite aware that accidents needs to, we need to find a wholesome solution to the road accidents in this country, especially those ones involving the long distance truck drivers. His sentiments right there. What do they communicate to the company?
Just for clarity,
yes.
You mean that what his sentiments were on
That's
the
it.
drivers?
When he says he recognizes the importance of this particular project,
yeah.
Does it act as firepower for the company to know that you're pushing in the right direction?
We are,
yes.
and it does, because
yes.
you see, them alone just borrowing into our idea and seeing that this is a facility that will not just help the people, even
yes.
the county itself. And at this point in time, he has also shared his sentiments in terms of these are long distance drivers. They need a place to rest. They
yes.
need a place to stop, take rest, grab a meal, move forward.
Does it?
Yeah.
Pretty much. And when you go back to his particular sentiments, before we go back to the sentiments of the CEO, he said that within 14 days, he already told the relevant officers involved in giving you approval to start that particular project yes. that they should have completed that process immediately so you can start that project. Did it also prove to you that indeed some government officials or some county bosses as well do recognize the importance of this conversation of road safety and solutions to it? Yes,
it's good because now we can see not just the county government as well, KENHA, NTSA, even private entities are seeing that we all need to share in, we all need to partner in together to do this.
Does it? Yeah. Let's go back to the comment of the CEO right there. Chief, he sees it fully. He's even saying business centers. He's talking about an all-inclusive super stop. Yes. That is his vision. But this place called Makueni, when you introduce business centers to it, when you introduce a wholesome kind of development to it, are you also looking to use that super stop as a way to open up these particular areas other than just a conversation of road safety?
Yes, yes. It's a good opportunity even for the county itself and the people who live within Makueni County. Because you see, from a real estate background, we want to be able to develop across, not just at Green Park or at Athi River alone, across different counties. So it does create that platform, and we want to grow people. We want to grow small businesses. You will be surprised once we launch that a majority of the businesses that we have already set up at Superstop are actually people who reside along the highway, people who live within these counties. And that's the only way we will all grow together.
Pretty much. Good. At this particular point, Beatrice, if you can allow me, then let's take an outlook of Superior Homes, currently as it is. Could you give us an update of the Green Park project? If you want to speak to it, which is essentially also going to be a testament of how you're going to approach the super stop. And last year you celebrated full acquisition of that particular project. Could you give us an update? How has it been running that particular project?
It's been amazing. We're very proud of the Green Park Estate. Just to give you a bit of background, Green Park Estate, we have actually now completed 700 houses, all sold and occupied. Besides the Green Park units, we also have Sundowner Hotel with conference facilities. We have a swimming pool. We have gym facility, different lifestyle amenities, just so that, it encourages play within the community. We have a retail strip center, Arcadia at Green Park, which we have partnered with big brands, Clean Shelf, Simbisa, Art Cafe, just to mention a few. And we also have a an office block building where we anticipate we shall have our own office, and also accommodate people who want to, work, live, play within the same estate. That alone shows by example just what we are about as Superior Homes. Us thinking through a project holistically, not just in bits and pieces. So Shiv has a vision for us to grow Superstop in a similar manner, making sure that once we start this project, we will start small with a petrol station, a few accommodation rooms, a few eateries, but let's bring in more businesses. Let's involve people, and let's make sure that if I live within Athi River, if I live within Makueni County, I can live, I can work, and I can play and entertain the family as well.
Pretty much. Yeah. And I also want to speak about this particular project in line with the project that the company has at Pazuri in Vipingo. These are projects that you like to say are pioneer project within the company, because we do know the vision that you have for Pazuri in Vipingo, and we don't have the vision that you have for Superstop right now. Let's talk about Pazuri first. Is it going to affect the momentum that you guys are going to go with Superstop at Makueni?
Not at all. Not at all. We have a fully equipped team dedicated to make sure, the dream is accomplished. We all achieve the dream and the vision that the company has.
Yes.
Green Park alone was the first one. Pazuri at Vipingo, that's at Kilifi, we also anticipate now to build 375 units within the 105-acre plot. Similar concept as Green Park, only now it is within Kilifi, and it is also leisure for people who perhaps travel and want to come to, Kenya just for short leaves and leave by. Based on the projects that we currently have, Green Park, Kenya, Superstop, and now Pazuri, we are able to just, holistically grow together with the team that we have. We are onboarding more people so that we train what we have learned, even to the young ones as they come into the market. So there's growth, and we will definitely grow with the people around us as well.
Give us an update on Pazuri at Vipingo. Where are you currently, and what we expect to see before the end of this year?
So far, with the vision of building 375 units, we have so far completed 150. Construction is still ongoing, and we are happy to say that we have now started our third phase. We have 3 phases. So there is market, it's growing, and we can see towards the end of the year we'll have done at least more than half of the houses that we intend to build.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Good. Let's talk about the completion of your projects. The company approaches this projects in phases. I've been at a majority of your projects, the development of a Green Park estate in Athi River. You guys approach it in phases as you went learning as you go by.
Yes.
Is that a similar approach that we're going to see at Superstop?
Yes.
That you're going to start in phases, learn, assimilate, and grow as you go by?
Yes, that is the plan. That is the plan. Superior Homes are very big when it comes to planning.
Yes.
And just that by itself, it shows you just how well we have thought through this vision. So case by example, Green Park, we have 6 clusters. So we started cluster 1 20 years back. And similar to Superstop, we now start with this petrol station. We start with a few eateries, and we will grow and open more opportunities and more projects just within that same Superstop project.
That's it. All right, let's talk about the general outlook for this year. I want to start with the real estate segment. What is top line for Superior Homes this year in terms of real estate?
We are excited. We recently launched Lookuptv Plains. So that's just a few minutes drive from Green Park Estate, where we have 172 acres. We plan to build another 700 houses. We also are planning to soon get into Karogo Farm, where we also intend to launch, another mixed-use development project as well. And we're also excited to share that soon enough we will also join Northlands. So basically what we've done, practiced, implemented at Athi River and Mombasa Road, we now want to take to the other side of the country, just so that we bring, that holistic approach we have dealt and grown at Athi River, the same to the side of Thika Road and the environment.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, in respect to conversations around master planning, which is essentially what the company is well known for, leaving stop out of this conversation, because I know you're going to keep on improving it as you go by.
Sure.
What trends have you watched in master planning? And I'm asking this question to the pioneers. I don't know whether I will be spilling what your plan is, but what trends have you observed in this particular area? Because we started master planning by, you got to have everything inside.
Yes.
Have schools, have shopping malls, have recreational facilities, have homes, have security and all that. Figure it out in all one place.
Yes.
Beyond that, Beatrice, beyond that, is that beyond that, or just that's just it?
Well, there's beyond to some extent, especially when it comes to designs.
Does it?
If you look at the designs, and I'm very proud to say that we have, a fully equipped design team who are really keen and are up to date when it comes to the trends and designs of today. Green Park Estate, yes, we did bungalows, mansionettes, villas, and it's the same that we're replicating in all our projects, but we're improving the models, improving the designs to make sure they're accommodative, they're unique, they step up to the game that everyone is in. So yes, we are very ready. We're very ready to make sure that we step up and make sure that we equip, all recreational, all amenities that you would ideally need in your homes, but also improve technology, improve the make and the designs and the feel of the homes as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me this perspective. The government is heavy on affordable housing at a time when you're also heavy on master planning. Is that competition for that particular space from you as well? Because the government is heavy on this with affordable housing agenda, and they're saying we want to create a solution for housing in this country for all cadres. You can see exactly who they're targeting, and partly when you look at the clients or the demographics of the clients that you have, the government is also looking to pinch a little from the private sector and take it back to the public sector. You're feeling a bit of competition, or we're going to sit here and say, you have your clients and the government have their clients, going by how successful your projects have been. Case in point, Pazuri at Pingo and the Green Park Estate in Athi River.
I would say we're not in competition.
Yes.
We are a big market. Kenya is big. The population is there. I would say we are just being part and parcel to take part in that growth and development that the country is also taking, making sure that we're accommodating both, low and middle incomers as well as high. So I would say at the range and at which we sell, even the houses themselves, we are in market rate, meaning that we are now providing a platform for everyone to take part in. Yeah.
Pretty much. Let's get done with this conversation like this then. For any other person who wants to know what your plan is in road safety, at what point will you welcome them to judge or to weigh in and critique the Super Stop, which is going to be one of a kind project in this country?
I would say once we launch, once we begin,
I
think that alone will show what we have set out.
Yes.
So anyone who will visit Super Stop will already have, a view of their own the minute they step into the station. So we have prepared ourselves in a way that at the point where you even walk in, you can actually see there's a difference in the place that you've actually driven in. So just that alone should tell you in the next 3 months, anyone who will have, a comment or any criticism to make will be impressed. I'm quite confident they will be impressed with the development we've made.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's Superior Homes putting themselves in an area where everybody's looking. Road accidents in this country, they are complete menace. If you listen to the Cabinet Secretary for Transport and Public Works, you'll see exactly what he's saying. He's saying our target is to reduce these accidents by 50%. If you listen to him, it's got a lot of it. In that plan that he gave the country the other day, there was that plan 4. We need to make sure that these drivers are resting enough and following international code of conduct when it comes to truck driving in this country. He failed to mention what the government's plan was in that. But in his plan was just a lot of partnerships with the private sector. Guess who's taken up that mantle? Superior Homes Kenya. He said we're going to be part and parcel of road safety conversations in this country. Introducing to you Super Stop at Sultan Ahmad. It's going to be coming live. For those people who want to see exactly what's going on there, you do know where to go. Talk to us at Lookuptv across all your social media platforms. The hashtag is The Morning Drift, and your WhatsApp line is just right there. For those people who have extra questions to Superior Homes Kenya on what their plans are on that particular one, they will give you the plan. If you want to partner with them, you can talk to them after this. That's it. Beatrice, thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's it. Take her back online and Lookuptv across all your social media platforms. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. Goodbye. Tomorrow is another good opportunity for another one. Time for us to step out.